LPBW's Matt Roloff reveals where he stands with ex-wife Amy. The long-running TLC series Little People, Big World has captivated audiences for nearly 2 decades with its honest portrayal of the Roloff family's triumphs, tribulations, and transitions. The center of many of the show's most emotional moments has been the evolving relationship between Matt Roloff and his ex-wife Amy Roloff. Since their divorce in 2016, fans have witnessed the former couple's struggle through awkward farm negotiations, strained parenting moments, and an eventual reconfiguration of their lives with new partners. Now, years after their official split, Matt Roloff is opening up more candidly than ever about where things really stand between him and Amy. While time has brought healing in some ways, tensions and unresolved issues still linger. Let's explore how Matt views his current dynamic with Amy, how their history affects their present-day interactions, and what it means for the future of the Roloff family. A love story that changed over time. Matt and Amy Roloff's marriage was central to Little People, Big World from the start. The show first premiered in 2006, offering an inside look into the lives of a Little People couple raising 4 children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, on a sprawling farm in Oregon. Their differences in personality were clear. Matt was the dreamer and entrepreneur, always planning projects and business ventures, while Amy leaned toward practicality, often grounding Matt's grand schemes in reality. Over time, their differing approaches to life and family began to wear on the relationship. By 2015, they announced their separation, and a year later, they were officially divorced. While the split was amicable on the surface, it became apparent that deep emotional wounds remained. Post-divorce tensions on the farm. Much of the lingering tension between Matt and Amy came to a head when the time came to divide assets, particularly Roloff Farms, the family's iconic property. Matt remained heavily involved in running the farm, while Amy took time to decide whether to retain her share. She eventually sold her portion of the property to Matt in 2019 and moved off the farm entirely, later settling into a new home with her now husband, Chris Marek. Fans watched these negotiations unfold on the show, with many calling them painful and awkward. Amy frequently expressed frustration with Matt's business-like attitude, while Matt appeared exasperated with Amy's emotional responses and indecision. Even as they finalized the transaction, it was evident that their differing worldviews continued to clash. In a recent LPBW episode, Matt reflected, "We're just 2 very different people. We couldn't stay married, but that doesn't mean we can't coexist." Matt's honest take on Amy today. In a recent sit-down interview featured in the show's latest season, Matt was asked directly about his relationship with Amy today, and his answer was refreshingly straightforward. "We're not best friends. We're not enemies," Matt explained. "We have a history, a deep one. That's never going to go away. But we also have new lives, and we've both moved forward in our own way." Matt emphasized that while he and Amy are civil, they aren't particularly close. Their main interactions now revolve around family events, co-parenting adult children, and occasional filming obligations. "We do what we need to do for the family, and we're respectful of each other. That's about as good as it gets, and honestly, that's enough." Amy's perspective, bittersweet reflections. Amy has also been vocal over the years about the ups and downs of her post-divorce relationship with Matt. In her memoir, A Little Me, Amy shared details about the emotional toll their split took on her, and admitted to feeling blindsided by Matt's quick transition into a new relationship with longtime farm manager Caryn Chandler. "I just needed time. Time to process, to grieve, and to rebuild," Amy wrote. "There were times I didn't think we could even be in the same room without tension. But I've worked hard to let go of the resentment." Although Amy now appears to be in a much happier and more stable place with husband Chris Marek, her relationship with Matt remains somewhat complicated. Still, she has echoed Matt's sentiment that mutual respect is their shared goal. How their new partners factor in. A major development post-divorce was the introduction of new romantic partners. Matt began dating Caryn Chandler, who had worked on Roloff Farms for over a decade, shortly after his split from Amy. Amy later met Chris Marek, and the two married in 2021. Their new relationships added another layer of complexity to Matt and Amy's dynamic. For Amy, Caryn's involvement was particularly difficult at first, given their overlapping histories. She voiced concerns over Caryn's presence at family events and her influence on farm matters. However, as time passed, all four have managed to forge a working relationship of sorts. In fact, Chris Marek has occasionally struck up friendly conversations with Matt on the show, often acting as a mediator when tension arises. Matt, in turn, has praised Chris for his calm demeanor. "Chris is a good guy. I respect him for making Amy happy," Matt said in a recent episode. "It's never going to be perfect between all of us, but we're doing the best we can." Family events, finding common ground. While their one-on-one interactions may be limited, Matt and Amy continue to come together for the sake of their family. Whether it's celebrating holidays, birthdays, or grandkids' milestones, the Roloffs still prioritize creating memories together, albeit with some boundaries. Zach and Tori's children especially are a unifying force. Matt and Amy both dote on their grandkids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, and often express gratitude for being involved in their lives. Matt once said, "We may not be married anymore, but we're still grandparents together. That matters more than any past argument." Fans have seen moments of civility and even lightheartedness between the exes at such events, giving hope that mutual understanding is growing over time. But they've also witnessed passive-aggressive comments, tension, and subtle jabs, proof that not everything has been healed. The farm continues to cast a shadow. Despite the years that have passed, Roloff Farms continues to be a source of underlying conflict. Matt's controversial decision to list a portion of the property for sale, and then turn it into a short-term rental, sparked backlash from fans and family alike. Amy voiced disappointment in how things were handled, particularly in relation to their children. She believed the farm should have remained a legacy for the Roloff kids. "I don't think that was Matt's intention," she said, "but it's how it turned out. And that's sad." Matt, on the other hand, has defended his choices as practical and business-minded. "The farm can't just sit there unused. I did what I thought was best." Though they have agreed to disagree, the farm debate has clearly left emotional scars for both, and remains a touchy subject whenever it comes up. Have they truly moved on? While both Matt and Amy claim to have moved forward, fans often wonder whether either still harbors regret or lingering frustration. In Matt's case, he's admitted he wishes certain things had gone differently, especially in terms of communication during their marriage. "I could have listened more. Slowed down. Maybe we wouldn't have ended up where we did," he shared during a confessional. Amy, too, has confessed that the divorce forced her to examine her identity outside of being a wife and mother. It was a painful but ultimately empowering journey. "I'm stronger now," she said. "But I'll always carry that part of my past with me. It's shaped who I am." What the future holds. As for what comes next in Matt and Amy's evolving post-divorce relationship, both are cautiously optimistic. They're no longer trying to force closeness, but instead aiming for peace and functionality, especially for their kids and grandkids. With Matt and Caryn engaged, though their Hawaii wedding has been postponed indefinitely, and Amy thriving in her marriage to Chris, both seem more content in their respective lives. If anything, time, maturity, and life experience are finally doing the work that words and therapy couldn't fully accomplish.